Top 10 things to consider while working on Holmes Final Assessment T1 2023 to get good marks. Holmes Institute conducts the final assessments in the form of a tutorial for which students are allowed a time frame of 24 hours within which they have to submit the assessment given to them. In trimester 1 of 2023 also students would have to appear for the final assessment, which carries 50% weightage for the subject. As it contains 50% marks, so it is the most important assessment for the students to clear the subject, as most of the students are having their final trimester and their visa would be about to expire. Holmes Institute final assessments are conducted with strict rules and regulations wherein students have to take care of the below mentioned aspects in order to score and pass the particular subject. Academic integrity. Academic integrity is one of the major issues students face while working on the Holmes Final Assessment or tutorials. In order to deal with the academic integrity issue, students have to ensure that the work done by them is free from any kind of plagiarism and do not match with any other student paper. Also, students have to ensure that all the sources which have been referred to while preparing the assessment are correctly referenced in the assignment. Similarity percentage in safe assign. Since Holmes Institute is one of the most famous institutes in Australia with a high number of students making their way to Holmes for completing their desired course, so there is a high chance that the assessment may get similar to other students. In order to ensure a minimum similarity percentage, students have to ensure that they do not copy from any fellow students. Subjects like HI6028 Taxation or HI5020 Corporate Accounting or HI6007 Statistics come under high similarity due to the high number of numerals in them. 1 submission chance. Normally Holmes Institute has an assignment submission policy wherein any assignment can be submitted in 3 chances, wherein if you get any plagiarism then you can improve it and resubmit it. But the final assessment of T1 2023 would be having only a single submission chance, and once the assessment is submitted there will not be any other submission chance available to students. Adapted Harvard referencing style. Holmes Institute follows the adapted Harvard style referencing pattern, which is a bit different from the normal Harvard referencing pattern, wherein students have to write page numbers and paragraph numbers within the in-text reference. Also in the reference list, students are expected to provide the URL of the source from where the information is provided in the assignment. 50% of overall subject grades. Final assessment for Holmes carries 50% marks for the overall subject. So students have to ensure that final assessment marks should be such that it makes the entire subject marks 50. For example, in case any student has got 30 marks in total in the HI5017 Managerial Accounting, including an online quiz, individual assignment and reflection, then the student has to get a minimum of 20 marks in the final assessment out of 50 to pass the subject. 24-hour time for submission. Every final assessment would get time only 24 hours. Within that time frame every student has to submit the final assessment. And after that the submission link will disappear automatically and students will not be able to make their submission. Tutorials and lecture slides. During the trimester, teachers have provided their lecture slides under the lecture slide column in Holmes Blackboard along with tutorial notes as well. It is expected from the students that they will refer to the lecture notes and tutorial provided by the lecturer, as some of the theoretical and practical questions may be directly from them. Deep knowledge of the subject. It is important for the students to acquire deep and detailed knowledge of every subject in order to get a pass in the subjects. So they are advised to go through the entire coursework including tutorials provided by the teacher. Keep track of the resources for assessment. Many times after completion of the assessment, students are asked for the resources which they have used while preparing the assessment. So it is advisable to keep track of the resources so that when the college asks for them then students can provide them without any issue. Maintain browsing history. Students should also maintain their browsing history while working on the final assessment, as sometime college may ask for the same for proof to avoid academic integrity.